Yeah, so we're gonna try and watch the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation trial verdict. Let's see if I can get it pulled up. Mm-hmm. Where's the audio for it? Ooh, that's loud. All right, so they are in the courthouse
because of the Washington
Yeah,
Post. So
go.
here we are, just moments away, Judge.
Moments away.
Yo, this has been
And freedom
interesting.
of speech
I'm
at the
gonna give you my
heart of
take.
all of this. Freedom of speech.
It's
First
obvious
Amendment
to me
right.
that
We
she's
all
been
have it.
lying.
Just say what you want.
I
That's
think
our freedom
there's
of speech
been
right here in the United States. But
what do they call it?
at the
Mutual
core
combat.
of this trial,
I think they beat up.
defamation. You can't lie about me because
I think
it's
they
public
beat up on
figures,
each
clear
other.
and convincing evidence. The jury
they
has
had
to have
a
reached a unanimous
fights
verdict. The fact that they have a
where
verdict
maybe
means
both of them
whatever it is,
got hit.
it's
But all the stuff she's saying,
unanimous.
there go my lights. All the
Vinny,
stuff she's saying about, like the
Less
one
than
time
2
she was
minutes,
talking
less
about,
than 2 minutes. And Vinny, I have to say,
he pinned her on the
gap-
ground and hit her however many times. She doesn't remember how many times. But then she's on, what is it, James Cordell the next day, looking like this.
In the movie, you play a ballerina. Did you study ballet? Could you already do it?
I didn't have back yet.
No, pretty much the opposite. I grew up, in Texas riding horses.
Yeah, this is her the next
Oh,
day
really?
after she
It's not a
said
big
Johnny
ballet
Depp
community out there.
gave her 2 black
Yeah,
eyes,
no,
broke her
not so
nose,
much.
and
Shooting
split her
guns,
lip.
yes, but ballet, no.
This is the next day
I wanted to
on the talk
train
show.
for
So
it, and there was
the lie detector says the verdict's supposed to come in at 12. It's 12 now, or 3 p.m. Eastern, I guess. That's 12 my time. I think she's gonna win. I feel like the way society is set up, there's like, I don't think men get a lot of sentiment for getting abused. I don't think there's a lot of empathy towards that in society in general. Like, we don't know the demographics of the jury, like how many women, how many men. But I think especially if the jury's majority women, it looks like they're coming in. All right.
We have a verdict. All right, are we ready for the jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Just for everybody in the gallery, reminder that this is a court of law, and regardless of the verdict, I will not tolerate any outbursts whatsoever. Okay? Thank you.
I'm an outburst judge. I see Amber. Where's Johnny at? Where's Johnny? Johnny been wearing a fresh new suit every day, huh? Here goes his attorney, Camille. Camille killed it. She murdered the game. She made a star of herself. I think they're getting ready. Oh, there go old Amber. There go poop in the bed, Amber.
If I could have the attorney's approach for a moment.
He doesn't look nervous. They're having the attorney's approach? Is that normal? I don't think that's normal.
Well, we were expecting the verdict, and you all just heard the judge say something that's been said frequently during this trial. Approach, please.
Yeah, I don't know if I can play their commentary. I'm gonna just mute it until they figure out what's going on. Yeah, I don't think that's normal. I'm not like a legal expert or anything, like far from. But I do watch like verdict results and stuff, and it usually doesn't go like that. I think like anybody who's seen like verdicts being read or whatever, I don't think we've seen that. I can't think of another time.
What I need you to do, I need to give the forms back to you. When you find for a defamatory statement, one or more, you need to fill out the compensatory damages.
The jury didn't do their whole job.
For compensatory damages and up to whatever you feel the damages should
They're
be.
going to delay it.
And for punitive damages, you can put a 0 there, or you can fill out that as well. But I need those lines filled out, okay? All right, so if I can have you retire back to the deliberation room and do that for me, okay?
We're going to have to wait. Dang. What's that reaction from Amber? Does she look worried? She looks a little
All right,
worried.
so we'll be in recess till we hear back from them. Don't go
All right,
too
so they're
far.
going to recess.
Thank you.
I guess
right,
I'll go to
here
recess too, and we'll come back.
Is what we've been waiting for, and
Oh,
now
no,
pins
I might stick around.
and needles.
There is this article
We're all
I wanted
still
to
on
talk
pins
about.
and needles
It's,
because the judge took a look at the special
What is
verdict
this
forms.
lady's name?
So remember, there are a total of 6 verdicts, 3 for each statement,
Hold on, let me listen.
3 for each side, 6 verdicts, and immediately said, can you please approach? That is something we've heard throughout this trial, either because the attorneys requested or the judge requested. Vinny, what was your first thought when that happened?
Randy, you said a draw.
Somebody won. Somebody won this trial. Somebody has been found.
So the commentator is saying, the guy commentating, I'm assuming like whoever I'm watching knows more than me what like the likely outcomes are of certain things happening. So I guess he's saying since they had that little moment where something was off. Yeah, he's saying they didn't fill out how much money should be rewarded, and that's what they're gonna do now. So I don't think it's gonna be a draw, Randy. I don't have the live chat turned on. Hold on.
The very first page or not, because to your point, that might give a little insight, but that's exactly what she said. Just for everyone now joining us, the judge said to the jury after speaking to the attorneys, when you find there's 1 or more defamatory statements, you must fill out damages, compensatory punitive damages, either a 0 or whatever, but you've got to fill that out. So Michael, I would agree completely with Vinny, and that is someone did win. At least one of these verdicts found defamation.
Yeah, and actually, Vinny, it's funny because you said it depends on what page she was on. I was trying to
I
discern
don't think
if she
Amber
was
can afford
turning
to pay
pages or not.
Johnny like that.
One would imagine that if Johnny was bringing the original case,
Especially
his
like
verdict
50
forms
mil.
would be read
I don't know about
first.
that. I don't
so
know
if
if
she was
Amber
on
got
the
50
top,
mil money.
you would think then that he was the one, right? That it's his, the statements made against him, so he would have won. If she's flipping pages, having to go to the 3rd or 4th page, so to speak, then it would be Amber's case.
I wonder if
she'd
this
be
is something
talking
that they're
about.
going to
I
go
could
back
not
and it's going to
discern
take 5 minutes.
What was happening? So I'm not
And
sure.
they just forgot to
but
put
I agree
the amount
100%.
down, but they already
Somebody
know what it's going
absolutely
to
won
be.
this case. And let me just say this.
Or if it's going to be
You know,
like,
I agree with
gonna
the
come back
guest
tomorrow
Josh
or
and
in an hour or
Jack
something.
that this jury went at this viscerally. What did they believe, right? And I think the easiest thing to believe in this case is that they both abused each other. If they both abused each other, that was the visceral response I got. If that's the case, if you go through the questions, she wins, not Johnny.
that's what I said.
Again,
I think
we
they
don't
were.
know.
I think they were
That's
fighting.
kind of sitting out there until they get back in the courtroom.
And they don't have to say, the jury doesn't have to say which little pieces they believe, they didn't believe. We get their verdict. That's all we get. It's not as if they're going to be asked questions or give us more specifics about your thinking. Of course, after, if they choose to speak to media, they can do that. But from this, we will know the verdicts, and that's
I don't know
it.
who this guy
Can you
is.
imagine, Vinny, what do you think all these people, all of the people in the gallery, the viewers, the attorneys, the parties, Johnny Depp in the UK watching this to see what the verdict is or waiting to see on his phone from his attorneys, and they get ready, and we see the jury gets in, and the judge takes the bench, and oh, wait a minute, you didn't fill out all the forms, so we need you to go back and now make this other decision. And frankly, Vinny, they could make that decision in 5 minutes. It could take them 5 more hours.
It could. The other thing I want to know is, do the lawyers know yet who won this trial? Did the lawyers see the verdict form? They were up at the sidebar. I could not tell because they're huddled around there. We're not supposed to see what's happening at the sidebar, but I'm wondering if each set of lawyers now know we won. We won the liability. That would be unreal at this moment. And now the jury's got to figure out, well, what are the damages? What, you know, punitive damages, that's capped because of tort liability down here, but the compensatory damages as well. I mean, we're talking about right now potential $100 million at stake because somebody won this trial.
Where did he get $100 million from?
Michael, you know, we know, Judge, you know how difficult it is in the United States of America as a public figure to win a defamation case. And somebody won.
I thought it was 50.
To me, it's the most shocking of all verdicts here that somebody won.
I guess he's saying it could be
Not
100
the most.
mil
The
either
most, though,
side,
would be if they come
or
back
both
with 50
sides.
million
I
or
don't know.
100 million. Then I'm hitting the
I don't know
ground
where
here.
you get 100
I'm going to
mil.
be on the ground. You have to go. You have to fly to Virginia and pick me up because, wow, what a moment! This is unbelievable.
What a moment. I can't imagine either that there's going to be a 50 million or 100 million award. But the point is, we don't know yet because the jury hasn't decided that yet. That's why they have to go back. So just for all viewers to know, they have to go back and continue deliberation. They're back in a room with no one else having any access for them to again deliberate about how much money or if they're going to award any
they're saying it's not going to be a draw.
Michael,
Since
the
the judge asked the attorneys to come up, and then she sent the jury back to, I guess, deliberate on the defamation amount. That says itself that somebody got some money.
I think Amber's didn't go nearly as well as Johnny Depp's went. I thought Johnny Depp's went very well. I thought they eviscerated her expert that she brought in to talk about how much she lost. So I think she's in trouble there. Although there is the L'Oreal contract, which I think can be directly related to these statements or the fact that it was.
I wish I had one. Who can I sue? Somebody done defame me somewhere. I need to find who did it.
The reason why we're all surprised that
and I want them to have Johnny Depp
case
money
is because they had to prove by clear and convincing evidence that it was done with either a reckless disregard for the truth or with malice.
What do you guys think, though? Like,
since
so if all these things Amber Heard said, she said
and remember, it's controlled by
that he
statute
abused
in Virginia,
her,
so it's only
like the amount of abuse that she's claiming he did
$50 million
is,
and $100 million
I feel
lawsuit.
like
So I
jail
think
worthy,
that's a
right?
sure
And
thing.
so he
I
actually
think there
lost
will
roles
be
over
punitive
these
damages,
things.
and I think it will be the statute.
He got kicked out of the Pirates of the
damages, we know
Caribbean
it's not only to
franchise. He
punish
lost
the
his
party.
roles in
got some noise behind me. I don't know what's happening.
What's that Harry Potter
If we have a
franchise?
camera on them, I
Fantastic
think that we
Beasts.
could take.
Are they going back?
You can see what's happening out there. I don't know if it was a member of the team.
Let's see, Vinny, we can see now. All right, so we can see there in the back with all the people. So one of the things I want to say about punitive damages is we know those are to punish, but also to send a message.
Yeah, so what do you guys think? Is her doing that? Is that worth 50 mil?
Also a message.
Do you think what she said directly cost him those roles, affected his career? $50 million worth?
Information out there that's not truthful.
I kind of think so.
In a case like this, well, guess what? You can be found responsible and you can be out of pocket money. And so that's one of the goals if punitive damages are awarded. They don't need
Amber
to be.
suing for
Michael,
100
I see
mil?
you emotioning because you've got something good.
So
Jump
Johnny's
in.
suing Amber for 50. Amber suing him for 100.
It's interesting. Because the
Sheesh.
message that was sent
They
by
not
Ben
playing
Rappaport
Monopoly.
in
They
his
playing big
closing was
money.
that your verdict will send a message to domestic violence victims. Let's say she loses. I think it also sends a message, right? It kind of backfired on him because the message they would be sending is, and we've talked about it a lot during this trial, this whole cancel culture thing and the idea that the Me Too movement may have rushed to judgment on a lot of people's careers, et cetera, before due process. Well, they could be saying to
Yeah, that's what that
domestic
article I
violence
was reading
victims,
was talking
if you
about.
are going
So
to
there's
come
this
forward
article.
and
Hold on, let me pull it up.
to domestic violence victims.
Absolutely, and I'm glad you brought it back around, Michael, to the whole reason that this lawsuit was brought in the first place. And I think all of us could admit at best, and I am saying at best, This was a very dysfunctional relationship with all types of issues, including substance abuse, including alcohol.
Yeah, so there's an article by a lady named Liz Plank at MSNBC. So the headline is, "No matter who wins the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, America has lost." So her argument is basically that this trial has single-handedly defeated the Me Too movement, and it's I guess its motto, "Believe all women." So like, what she's saying is, we've turned from believe all women to and we're turning into a society of, people are kind of trying to humiliate Amber Heard. There's been hashtags Amber Turd, or things like that. So I guess her fear is that the believe all women motto is kind of being defeated. And I agree with her, but I don't think that's a problem. I think usually when you go to an extreme like that, like believe all the women, it's kind of doomed to fail in the first place. You can't set like a standard like that, because all women aren't going to be telling the truth. Unfortunately or fortunately, depending on what side you might fall on thinking about that. So she thinks this is kind of empowering abusers, since there is now, room for doubt. But I think there should be room. Like, usually these kind of cases lock people up, right? Like, if Johnny Depp wasn't Johnny Depp and he didn't have the money and the defense attorneys at his back, like, this is a woman who accused him of raping her with the big end of a bottle, yo. That's a lockup charge to me, I think. So I think believe all women was overreaching in the first place. So I think it needed to die, and we probably need to change the motto to something like investigate all claims, like something that's not automatically presenting a guilty verdict, or a presumption of guilt anyway.
Reaction that people were having watching the trial is the same reaction that jury had inside the courtroom. But if this verdict comes back and it's Amber Heard winning a defamation case against Johnny Depp, then there's the disconnect between the courtroom and the court of public opinion. Again, not the Johnny Depp fans, the people who just started watching this trial and came to their own conclusion based upon what they saw and heard. So to me, that's the fascinating part, because I've seen that before. I'm not going to say her name, Michael.
And
It was
Vinny,
that woman down in Orange County, Florida.
and let me just say, I think there's movement in live court. Let me see if we have cameras in the courtroom to see what's happening. You do see, this is live. You see the attorney still seated at both desks?
Yeah, I don't think this will take
We
long,
see
because I
people
don't think
coming in
if
and
they
sitting down.
figured out who they think won.
And, I just
during
have
Let
to...
me ask you, Ashley,
Yeah.
Delegate, what is they called?
can I ask you one thing, Ashley? Because
Sure.
you can see a lot better than I can.
Sure.
Is there any way to determine the mood of the attorneys on either side? Because there's a slight chance the judge
During their
may not have
deliberation,
allowed them
if they
to see
figured
it,
out who won
that
during
they saw the verdict
deliberation,
form.
I
So
think
would
they
know if
already
won
had
or
talked
lost.
about
Is
what
there-
the
is there
amount
any
would be.
change or
They
any
just
stark
probably
difference that you're seeing? Because I
forgot
can't quite
or
tell
there's
from my monitor.
That's a great question. I'm
didn't
going to
put it on the
say,
form. So they'll
initially
probably
my
go
gut
back there and write it
reaction
down
to you
real
is no,
quick,
Vinny. You
make
see
sure it's right.
Amber Heard taking a sip out of a bottle. You see
we didn't
water, whatever,
see-
clearly. But then you see her attorneys both seated and waiting. And the
see, I
same
can get this whole
for
thing up.
Johnny Depp's. But I have to say, upon reflection as I'm watching, boy, Michael, what do you think? Johnny Depp's team are very
They look
stoic.
dejected. They look dejected.
do. Vinny, they
look
do. What do you
dejected.
think, Michael?
I would
can't get
think
this
the
whole comment up.
posture
I don't
of
know
those
why. I'll
men, and
read it,
again,
though.
I hate to
So
do this
it's me,
because we're
Cece
reading
is
tweets,
saying,
right? But
so
if you're
basically,
asking me,
restored
the
balance.
posture
If
of
Johnny
Ben,
wins, we're still
Ben
seeing an
Chew
abuser
and his
be punished,
associate
right?
there Does not
If
seem
Johnny
victorious
wins-
to me in any way. It doesn't say victorious. Now, what I'm seeing on the other side is a lot more chatter.
If Johnny wins, we're still seeing an abuser be punished. Oh, yeah. I'm slow. Yeah, we are, because Amber was whooping his ass. So, yeah, if Johnny wins, we're still seeing an abuser be punished. It makes you wonder if they really care about abuse victims or just women. I think just in general, it's hard for society as a collective to think of women as abusers because, you know, I mean, I know that's up. It's up for debate right now in society too. But you know, men are in general stronger, or you know, they have the ability to do more damage to women in the fight. So I think when we think of like domestic situations, our societal brain automatically goes to man beating woman. And then when we think, even Amber said it in this trial when they had that recording about, she was, you know, making fun of him like, oh, you're going to tell the world I beat you? You're a little baby. Like, she's even bullying him about her beating him because she knows people in general don't care. All right, so here we go. Chat was joking. I set it up wrong. That's what I was asking. Where's Johnny? I haven't seen him. I'm sure he's there.
All right, Mr. Foreperson, is this the verdict of the jury?
Yes.
All right, is it unanimous? Yes. Thank you, sir. Jamie?
Look at Amber's attorney. She
In civil
she
case
did a horrible
number
job.
CL 2019-2911, Mr. Depp's claim against Ms. Heard. 1. As to the statement appearing in the online op-ed entitled, Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. In the Washington Post online edition, quote, I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change, end quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the statement was made or
So it sounds like they're giving Johnny
by
his
Ms.
money.
Heard? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp. Answer, yes.
It sounds like they giving
Question,
Johnny his
the
money.
statement was false.
Wow, I'm kind of shocked.
Answer, yes. Question, the statement has a defamatory implication about Mr. Depp. Answer, yes. Question, the defamatory implication was designed and intended by Ms. Heard. Answer, yes. Question, due to
Wow,
circumstances
how
surrounding
much?
the
How
publication
much
of the
Amber got to
statement,
come out the pocket? She
it
gonna have to do
conveyed
like
a
5 more
defamatory
Aquaman movies
implication
to pay for that
to someone
50
who
mil.
saw it other than Mr. Depp. Answer, yes. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes.
She gonna have to do like 5 more Aquamans. She got to do
2. As to the
Pineapple
statement
Express
appearing in
20.
the
Like she gonna
op-ed
be working
entitled,
if they
"A
hire her.
Transformative Moment
Like I don't know,
for
she
Women,"
might be
in the Washington
unhireable
Post
now.
print edition and the online
Like
op-ed,
if you were
Amber Heard, I spoke up against sexual
if you were a
violence
movie studio,
and
would you
faced our
put money
culture's wrath.
in Amber
That
Heard's
has to
pocket?
change. In the
Would you put her
Washington
on
Post
screen? Would
online
people go see an
edition,
Amber Heard movie?
quote,
I think
"Then
she's
2
done
years
for at
ago,
least a few
I became
years.
a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's
I
wrath
think it's done for
women
a
who
few
speak
years.
out,"
Like
end quote. Do
I don't
you
know if
find
I'm
that
gonna see
Mr. Depp
Aquaman
has
2. I don't want to
proven
see her in
all
that.
the elements of defamation?
Nah, I'll go
Answer,
see it. I don't care.
yes.
She's barely in it
Has
anyway.
Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence that, question, the
She's
statement
gonna
was
ask
made
Elon for
or
more
published by Ms. Heard? Answer, yes.
I don't think Elon mess with her
Question,
anymore.
the statement was about Mr. Depp. Answer,
Elon
yes.
over there with Grimes giving babies weird
Question, the
names.
statement was false. Answer,
Oh, feminists
yes.
gonna be crying in the street. If you go on
Question,
Twitter
the
right now,
statement has a
I
defamatory
believe all
implication
women
about
or something
Mr.
is gonna
Depp.
be trending in the next
Answer,
hour. I
yes.
swear.
Question, the defamatory
Twitter is like one of the
implication
most
was
toxic
designed
places on
and
earth, though.
intended by Ms. Heard. Answer,
Twitter is
yes.
vicious. It's
Question,
savage. It's
due to
savage land on
circumstances
Twitter.
surrounding the publication of the statement, it conveyed a defamatory implication to someone who saw it other than Mr. Depp. Answer, yes.
Hey,
find that
CC
Mr.
says
Depp
only
has
Lifetime or
proven by
OWN
clear
will
and
hire her
convincing
now.
evidence
But you know what will
that
be
Ms.
even
Heard
better?
acted with actual malice. Answer, yes.
It would be even better if we get a Lifetime movie about Amber Heard. Lifetime movies, they're like good and bad at the same time. They usually suck. They usually cast them stupid. Did you see like the Aaliyah movie? Like they had the chick that played Storm playing it. Like it was horrible. I would love to see a Lifetime movie about this trial.
Post online edition. Quote, I had the rare vantage
I want to
point
see the
of
pooping on the
seeing
bed
in
scene
real time
reenacted.
how institutions
No, I
protect
don't. No, I
men
don't. I'll
accused
take
of
that back.
abuse. End quote. Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence?
I haven't heard him say no
that
yet. They just
question,
been like, yep.
The statement was made or published by Ms. Heard.
He proved everything, right?
Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Mr. Depp.
Dang,
Answer,
CC throwing
yes.
punches. See, the only
Question,
problem is they won't
the
be able to
statement was
find
false.
a lamer actress to play her. She'll have to play herself. Dang, that's cold.
Answer, yes.
But it's true. But it's
Question,
true though.
The defamatory implication was designed and intended by
God.
Ms. Heard. Answer,
It's cold,
yes.
but it's true.
Question, due to circumstances.
No, they could.
surrounding the publication
This would be
of the
cold too. They
statement,
could get that
conveyed
actress
a
from the
defamatory
original
implication
Saved by the Bell.
to someone who saw it other than Mr.
I think
Depp.
she way older than
Answer,
Amber, but they
yes.
could bring her in to play
Do you
Amber.
find that Mr. Depp has
Amber
proven
would
by
be
clear
mad.
and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard
Amber's gonna
acted
have a
with
rough
actual
time. This
malice?
girl probably
Answer,
thought she had her
yes.
life made. She was young in her 20s, married one of the biggest stars on earth, started getting cast in billion-dollar movies. Then they got divorced. And she just had to go mess it up.
Award punitive damages in the amount
The
of
thing
$5 million.
Oh shit! Hold on, they saying the monies. They
In
saying the
civil
monies.
case number CL 2019,
They said $5 million for the first.
2911, Ms. Heard's claim against Mr. Depp. 1. As to this statement appearing in the April 8, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media
Yeah, that girl,
use fake
Tiffany
sexual
Amber
violence
Thiessen.
allegations as both a sword and shield, depending on their needs. They have selected some of her sexual violence hoax facts as the sword. Inflict
They outside celebrating. They don't. Nobody has love for Amber Heard at this point.
has proven all the
15
elements of
million. All right,
defamation.
she could get that
No.
off. She could pay that.
2.
I thought
As to this
they
statement
might have added that
appearing
extra
in the
35
April
million on
27th,
top of it.
2020 online edition of the
We
Daily
know
Mail.
Amber Heard ain't got 50 mil.
Quote, quite simply, this was an
And it don't look
ambush,
like she gonna
a
be
hoax.
seeing it soon
They
either. I don't
set
even
Mr.
know if
Depp
she
up
got
by calling
17.
him
I hope she still got that
But the
7
first
Johnny
attempt
got.
did not do the
She
trick.
got from Johnny in the other
The
suit.
officers came to the
She better
penthouses,
save that up.
thoroughly
She just
searched
need to add
and
another
interviewed,
8 on top of
and
that.
left after
Whew.
seeing no damage to face or property. So Amber and her friends spilled a little wine and roughed the place up, got their story straight under the direction of a lawyer and publicist, and then placed a second call to 911, end quote. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of
Yeah,
defamation?
she might cry now, but
Answer, yes.
those tears on the stand,
Has Ms. Heard
she
proven
couldn't
by a greater
force them
weight
out.
of the
It was just
evidence
all face.
that question,
All
Mr.
face
Waldman,
acting.
while acting as an agent for Mr. Depp, made or published the statement? Answer, yes. Question, the statement was about Ms. Heard. Answer, yes. Question, the statement was seen by someone other than Ms. Heard. Answer, yes. Question, the
So
statement
they
was
did the
false.
suit and the counter
Answer,
suit at the same
yes.
time. So they're trying to
Do
see
you
if
find
Amber
that
gets
Ms.
some
Heard
money.
has proven by clear and convincing evidence that the
Yep.
statement by Mr. Waldman
All right, let's see if
was
they give
made with
Amber some
actual
money.
malice? Answer, yes.
They giving Amber
3.
some money too. Then
As
what they
to the
gonna give her?
statement
15
appearing
mil?
in
This
the
just gonna be a
April
$0 case. We've been
2020
watching this for
online edition
weeks.
of the Daily Mail. Quote, "We've reached the beginning of the end of Miss Heard's abuse hoax against Johnny Depp." End quote. Do you find that Miss Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no.
So they're
As
saying
against
all of her
John C.
claims
Depp
aren't true.
II, we, the
Just like her
jury,
testimony.
award compensatory damages in the amount of $2 million.
Just like her testimony.
As
All she
against
hasn't
John
claimed
C.
everything.
Depp
Everything she
II,
claims isn't
We,
true.
the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $0.
India, but can you even say that? They gave her $0. Can you say that? They awarded her
Members of the
$0.
jury,
That's not
if
even a
this is your
thing.
verdict,
You can't
please
award
answer yes.
somebody
If this
nothing.
is not your verdict, please answer no. Juror number 6.
I feel like
Juror
that's a
number 10.
dig. They could have just skipped that whole
Juror
part.
number 15.
They had to humiliate her
Juror
more.
number 16.
They're asking all the jurors if these statements are
Juror
correct,
number
if this is
22.
what they put down. They could have just
Juror number
skipped that whole
27.
part. They were like, "No, we finna embarrass Amber
Juror
a little
number
bit more."
29.
We go award her
Unanimous. Ladies and gentlemen,
$0.
this concludes your service in this case.
Sheesh.
I want to thank you again for your dedication and your hard work during this trial.
I thought
And
Amber was
for
gonna get some of her
everybody
money
here,
back, but no.
When I tell you that we appreciate your sacrifices and your time and your public service in this matter, okay? So I'm going to have you go back to the jury deliberation room for one more time, and then we'll release you from there, okay? All right, thank you.
All right, so the trial is over. Johnny got 15 mil from Amber. Jury came back and said
Jury
he
is leaving the
claimed
courtroom.
or
Wow, is
his
all I
claims
can
that
say.
she
Wow,
defamed
wow.
him in
Here's-
public and caused him movie roles and ruined his reputation, and he needed some of that cheese back that she cost him. Jury came back and said he was indeed
I will set this down for
right
entry of
to
an
claim
order.
that
And
he had
can we do it on
defamed her,
June
and
24th at 10 a.m. if
she got to
that's
come out the pocket.
available?
$15 million. That's
All
not
right,
that's not
Mr.
baby
Chu, if you
cheese.
could
That's not
prepare
baby
that order and then
money.
circulate it to Ms. Bretterhoff, and we can have all the objections noted on it.
Right, jury
All right.
awards Amber Heard $2 million. Okay, so
All
I
right,
guess
and if I get it before
for
that date, I'll
for
take
that
it off
one
the top.
claim she got
Okay.
2,
All right, again,
and then
thank you to
everything
all the
else she got
attorneys,
0.
for your professionalism, and
So
you're
she,
welcome to
I guess
come to my
that's she
courtroom
breaking
anytime.
she breaking
We'll give you a few
around
weeks, but then
13
you
million
can
that she got to give
anytime,
Johnny.
Okay? All right.
If she still
Court is
got the
adjourned.
7 million that she got from him, then she come up with 6 somewhere. Johnny secured the bag. He indeed did. I think he deserved it
Amber
too.
Heard lost
I think he deserved more because
Johnny
the
Depp
things that she like I said,
against
the things
Amber
that she claimed
Heard.
he
All 3
did.
statements, 3
If
verdicts
it wasn't
in
Johnny Depp and he didn't have the
Depp's
money to
favor.
defend
All
himself,
7
this would be a man in
questions
jail right
answered
now.
yes. And as a result,
That we
all
wouldn't
3 of
wouldn't
those
know. We
verdicts
wouldn't
in
hear
favor
about him.
of Johnny Depp
If
against
if he
Amber
wasn't
Heard,
famous, if he was just
compensatory
me,
damages awarded
and
of $10 million,
my ex-wife was
punitive
like
awarded
he
of $5 million,
penetrated
but
me with the
statutorily
fat end of
judge
a
had to
tequila bottle,
decrease
I'll be in
that to
jail.
$350.
Police would be
That's
like,
what's
"Oh, go
allowed
get
in
him."
Virginia. Look at the Depp team now.
So, yeah,
let me
like,
say this. I have criticized so many hugs during the course of the trial.
That's another
now that
debate,
the trial
though.
is over, the courtroom
I'm celebrating at home right now.
jury,
Pop open a
this I
bottle for Amber,
understand. They
CC.
have secured a huge
Amber liked
win
those bottles.
for
Pop-
Johnny
pop a
Depp. Now,
bottle for her.
Amber Heard did win in one of the 3 statements by her.
All right, so one of her
against
claims
Johnny
she
Depp
won.
in her
She won
lawsuit.
it.
She did win one of those. The jury found for one of the statements by Mr. Waldman for Johnny Depp on behalf of Johnny Depp that it was defamation. So she won one of the 3 claims against Johnny Depp, awarded by this jury
Okay.
$2 million compensatory, 0 punitive. So she did win in that part of the countersuit, but what a huge
So basically, he
win.
won
We are
15.
going
She
to
won
have Vinny
2.
Politan,
Let's
who is our lead
just
anchor. They're live in
subtract 2
Fairfax,
from
Virginia,
15 and say
with
he
the
won
reaction.
13.
Here we see them leaving the courtroom. I don't know, Vinny, if you're still with me yet, but are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Excellent.
All right, well, I'm happy about that. I really thought I really thought Amber was gonna get off scot-free. I didn't think society was gonna see And you have to remember, like, the jurors haven't been watching this on TV. They haven't been on social media like us, seeing, like, putting all these things together and talking about them, or watching people's commentary about them. They kind of been locked up in their own little box, separated from the world. So in my head, I was like, what happened enough? What they saw in the trial, was it enough did they think that she was lying? Like, we'll watch this on TV and talk about it with friends and be like, blah, 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 blah. They could only talk about it with each other. So were they all convinced that she was lying? Especially, like, if you're a man on the juror and some of the women are like, I kind of believe her. Then now you got to talk about that. And I didn't think all of them were going to come to a conclusion that she paid him money. He deserves something. Yeah. Like, imagine being somebody and somebody's accusing you of the thing she accused him of. Like, that would affect you, like, just walking into a restaurant or something. People gonna be looking at you funny. So, man. I need a guitar too. All right, so we're gonna be celebrating tonight. We're gonna be popping bottles for Amber. Glad Johnny got some money. I think, all right, so now this is what we were talking about this the other day. I think they should do a comeback movie, right? It's Johnny Depp. So it's going to be Johnny Depp and Robert Downey Jr. They're going to be old cops, right? And so they're old cops. They don't have it no more. It's basically Lethal Weapon 4, but like if they knew they were old and they couldn't do these stunts anymore. And so then you have Jim Carrey as the police chief. So they go out trying to solve this crime. They don't have it no more. They chasing the villains. They can't hop over the fences. They get tired after taking 2 steps. They can't do this anymore. So Jim Carrey is always yelling at them about losing the criminal. I'm telling you, I'm finna sell this to Hollywood, yo. Sell this to Hollywood. Johnny Depp, Robert Downey Jr. It's gonna be like called Old Timers or something. Old Cops. What else? What could it be called? Has Been Cops. I don't know. We'll come up with this title another time, but that's the premise. Oh, it could be called 5-0 because they 50, right? We gonna call it 5-0. Yeah, we gonna call it 5-0. It's gonna be Johnny Depp and Robert Downey Jr. as old cops with Jim Carrey as the police chief. Hollywood, make it happen. Johnny Depp's comeback. His comeback movie. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm glad Johnny won. It seemed like everybody else is glad too. I seen some confetti in here. This has been Political Crap. Thanks for watching with me. We'll see you next time.